Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a early LEGO Harry Potter 2023 set review. Today we are looking at this year's direct-to-consumer set number 76417. This is the Gringotts Wizarding Bank set. This set is retailing for $429.99 USD or $559.99 Canadian. This was sent to me early by Lego/Land to do a review for, and will actually be launching on September the 1st if you are a LEGO Insiders member, which is just the VIP membership new name. Or if you want to wait instead of signing up for that, you can pick this up on September the 4th like everyone else. There is also rumored to be a promo releasing alongside of this set, so just keep that in mind. I'm not sure if it's going to be launching on September the 1st with this set or if it's going to be a promo maybe running later on in the month. They have done weird stuff like that in the past for Harry Potter, but I just thought I'd let you know of its existence if you want to wait for this thing. But I think that this is a very bold and risky move on LEGO's part. I think that obviously Gringotts on its own is so iconic. It is such an incredible looking building. I think that just we'll look at this so much closer, obviously in more detail, but they did a remarkable job with just so many of the parts that are available now. It's just like a really great model. But then to go and design a whole entire minecart system underneath for all the vaults, I think that's just such a crazy idea. And I think that it works really well. I think that it's pretty exciting. Display-wise, I mean, I've got the other Diagon Alley, which this can connect to, which we're going to do a separate video, I think, talking about that. But there is also another shop that you get in this set that is adding to your Diagon Alley. So yeah, there's quite a lot to go through. There's a lot of cool and new minifigures as well and different characters here. So let's go ahead. Let's take a closer look at this set. All right, so this thing is absolutely massive. Obviously, I can't like fit it all on screen. I don't have a table that big enough, tall enough, everything enough. It's just absolutely crazy. But what I'm going to show you is detaching the two here. So it's very unique. They said, actually in the instructions, they mentioned that it's set in 2003. This isn't the first instance of this, of having a base plate on top of other bricks. But it's very interesting. I've got it positioned up here to show you. So what you do is, by the way, I guess first I should show you, it's very strong. You can see here, like, yeah, it does wobble a bit, but it's not going anywhere. It's locked in there in all four of the corners. The only things that I would say, like, be careful about is if you're, like, trying to place, you know, some figures here on the edge. If you push down, you're going to start to bend the base plate, and that's going to probably cause some of the plates all around to bend and lift. So same here in the corners, but I don't think that's an issue in the back since there's actually bricks going all the way to the edge, and same here on the other side with the wall. But yeah, it's very easy. All you got to do here, let me show you, is you just lift this on up and you are good to go, and you can remove it there. Anyways, this is what the top part looks like here, and it looks great. It's all flat. You can see the little corners here, how they grab the base plate, and it's perfectly, you know, fitting it. I think this is just really awesome. The concept of this, the execution of this, it was almost like building a table where you build two frames and then slide it on top of each other there. And yeah, and then you lock it into place with these beams here on the top, and there's one underneath on the bottom, but then you also attach all these different pieces all around that sort of lock this in. So yeah, you can't do too much there to change that. So I'm not entirely sure if this is meant to be an entrance or what, but this is actually, I think it could be another vault. There's no number up above. I also just want to mention, like, I love all the rock work here. I think that's really great how they've got all these different spikes throughout this whole cave system. But anyways, up here at the top, you do have a spot for the minecart to actually sit, and it can actually sort of stand there. Now, depending on if you have some figures, I will say just the slightest little touch, it will make the minecart roll away and roll on down. But you've got a couple of spots here across the beam there for you to put some figures if you want to have them walk across to that vault door. That's, again, I'm not sure if it's vault door, if it's the main entrance. It's up to you, however you want to imagine it. I like to think that it's the main entrance. But continuing our way down here, I will show you what it looks like from far away in a second, but this is actually our first stop here in Vault 687. And just resetting the minecart system there, you could see that it actually gets stopped right here. That is because this is one of the play features where there's actually multiple stops along this track, and then you just touch the little light down and it'll stop the barrier, allowing the cart to continue through. But here on this level, we've got a little lantern as well as this sticker up at the top that says the number of the vault, and then the door. And opening it on up, you could see inside we've got a bunch of coins all stacked up on top of each other there. And just attaching that there so you could see what this looks like. You're going to see this coin all throughout the set, all throughout it. But yeah, I really love the concept of it stopping at each of the different levels. And, you know, the platform, it's quite big. There is actually enough room for you to place figures on the platform, but there's nowhere for you to attach it. So just keep that in mind. But continuing through the track here, as we continue through, you could see all of the incredible rock work and everything. You could see you've got a little bit of a spike there. And continuing on through, you could see that's actually where the waterfall starts as well, right up there. That will play a part as we continue on through here. There we go. This is our next stop at Vault 713. And this inside here, again, just to show you, you just drop that there and it continues through. But inside this vault, you could see that you open it on up, and what's inside, it's technically a little different than the actual movie since it's bagged, but if it decides to cooperate, the Philosopher's Stone is actually included inside, which is just a regular little jewel piece there, but that's cool that that is included inside of the vault. Also, you could see the other side here of the mechanism and how that works. Just lifting up the light makes it pop up, stopping the cart as it rolls on down. As you ride on past, there is actually a little Nexonite shield piece here in the back. And just to remove it and detach it, you could see it's got a sticker and it says Gringotts Bank established in 1474. So that is how old the bank is. I like that that's a little reference there included. Again, continuing on through here as we follow the track. Here you could see we've got a little lantern on that wall there. And I like the brickwork and everything here. And we've got our final spot, which has like a bunch of spikes there. I think that looks really great. And the final vault, which I guess there's a little bit more here to the bottom, but look at that little effect there. You see that reflectiveness? I think that's really cool. But yeah, you could see that it does stop right down there at the bottom. Now, inside here, by the way, another little lantern there. I didn't mention that before. So this is Bellatrix Lestrange's vault. So opening up this door there, which has a really cool little reflection, you can see on the inside there of the vault, there's actually a sticker with a bunch of the different coins and everything all stacked up, some jewels, I guess just to add to everything that's inside to give you that effect. Now, speaking of effect, this is quite crazy. It's really quite impressive how they've done this. I've taken this little piece here just so that I don't put my hand in front of the camera, but all you do is you actually just push on the wall. It can be either on the chalice or the back wall, and all of these chalices should fall on down. There's a total of 16 of them that all pour on out and spill out of that. And this is where you reload it. All you do is you put all 16 of the chalices right through this little hole there, and sometimes they'll get stuck at the entrance and you just got to keep pushing them through. But yeah, it's a little tiring, you know, to redo this 16 times here. Down below in this little rock section here, again with more spikes and everything, you've got these, which are little builds that the goblins use to make sounds to distract the iron belly. So that is what leads us into this next section over here. We've got a skull there. I guess they're feeding them not just giant turkey legs there, but the feeding schedule's at 8, 11, and then also at 4 o'clock. You've got this to move the food, we'll say, right? And this chain will play into actually attaching it to the dragon itself, because as you'll see, I'll show you the dragon in a second here. But there is a chain on the foot, which means that you can attach the 2 chains and have them free it by breaking the chains with their wands. So that's kind of cool that they thought that through. You can see over here as well where the water is collecting and pooling down here on the bottom. This waterfall representing the waterfall that removes any of the different spells and potions and different effects. And you'll see that on some of the figures when we get to that. So just to show you here what it looks like, just zooming out, you could see it's attached there to the chain there. And yeah, you could have the iron belly sort of fit in this little corner here of the whole underground system. I can even, let's see, I did this off camera. Let's see if I can do it on camera. Detach it just by pulling on the dragon. All right, so I've removed all the stops. I'm gonna go ahead and attach the minecart here at the top. Let it go on down. So here is the Ukrainian iron belly, and I have zero doubt in my mind that I think we'll get a bigger version of this in a couple years, and it'll be its own set. It's very scrawny. I think that it could have been a little bit bigger, but I get that it also has to be in scale with the rest of the building. But it's really great. There's a couple of things that I need to talk about. So we've talked about the chain before, but the head is just so cool. I love the color that they chose for like the scars and the eyes and everything. It looks great. You've even got a couple of other pieces attached there in the back with those teeth pieces. The flame here can also be raised and lowered, as well as if you wanted to, you could remove it and close the mouth completely on up. The wings are very unique, so you've got them sort of folded up so that I could have it like sort of walking around and clawing around like you see in the film, but you can open them up fully and you can see there's a couple of different holes in the wings, and there's no design to the wings. There could have maybe been, you know, a little bit of a texture or something, some sort of pattern on it, but it looks great still nonetheless. Sometimes I notice that it seems to fall off just because of like when you're closing it, the fabric becomes very loose, but you could really rotate and turn this around a lot, as well as here too, you could sort of angle those a little bit. But I love all of the different spikes, the chains and everything that you've got going on. Like this here in the back looks really great. The tail, all of these little joints, of course, can be moved, including the end. And you do have a sticker there on each side, again, with some more little spikes actually on the stickers. And then here you can rotate the legs a little bit there, as well as on the feet up and down. And then you've got the mech hands there from Ninjago and Marvel in tan, which you can, raise and lower. And then this will play a part of the roof that you see. But yeah, this looks really great. Again, even there on the neck, you can rotate that. But we're not done because I do want to show you something else here. So let me just close up the arms. Or taking our 3 main heroes here, Ron, Hermione, and Harry, you can attach all 3 of them onto the back of the dragon. And you take Harry here and you attach him onto the front little mech finger there, and you're good to go. So all 3 of them are able to hold on to the dragon. So here is Gringotts Bank. This is on a 32 by 32 base plate, and a lot of people sort of wish that I think they could have bought this separately without the minecart system. It would have been cheaper, and then they get a building to add to the Diagon Alley from 2020, and I completely understand that sentiment. I think that they did an incredible job with the design of this building, and this couldn't have been done a couple years ago because these pieces just didn't exist back then. Like these little handle pieces there, allowing them to put the pillars on these angles is just really remarkable. I love that a lot. As well as down below here, we've actually got a double door. Like that's really cool. Obviously it can't open fully there because of the pillars, but still, I love that a lot. I love how they've got like a little bit of steps leading on up there. I know that this is a very big complaint that people have right now with Gringotts and then TS Bank. I don't really know how else you would do this. I put the stickers as close together as I could so that there wouldn't be as much of a gap. So it's not as bad as like some of the pictures you've probably seen online. But yeah, you've got a couple of different windows here in the front, but even the side of this building, like look at the pattern and the detail there. This is really, really awesome. You do have a little lantern there, as well as the windows. Some of the windows are the same stickers, but others are not. Like here, you've got a little goblin peering on out. And over here on this side, again, you've got some different windows. You've got one with a little feather there, as well as, again, different types of windows. Some open at the top, some open at the bottom. But yeah, really great. You also have a little bit of a side entrance there, or an exit, I guess, as well for Gringotts with that door. That's really cool. I love the archway there above the door frame. We've got another lantern on this side. Over here, we've got a little bit of an alleyway, as well as this wall that goes all the way back into the corner where it meets the actual Gringotts building all the way back there. But yeah, you've got here in the front a little connection point here to connect to the other Diagon Alley sets, as well as this big archway, which I really love, just the pattern and the design that's come over from Gringotts. It looks great. We've got two little lights there, as well as here, you've got a couple of like little floating bowls there. I don't know if that's like someone practicing magic or something, but this whole section, this wall, again, it's very reminiscent to the actual build there. You've got the same design here for this archway on top, which looks really great. I love all these studs as well. You've got a little bit of that going on the side of the building. And then coming around here onto the other side, you've got a little bit of graffiti. You've got the Death Eaters logo there. That's really creepy looking. That's a cool sticker. And over here on the other side as well, you've got a couple of different references. We've got Harry on this poster, as well as a wadded poster for Fenrir Greyback. A couple of other little nods and references, Quidditch in the back there, Gringotts Bank. So yeah, looks really great. And then this is kind of coming into a bit of the actual part of the building, which this is, again, another little side entrance slash. I think it's also meant to be like the door that they take to go into the vault, I'm pretty sure. That's the idea behind this, is that you step on down there, then you're into the vault. You've also got this cool little frog statue there as well, which is a dark gray frog on top of a dark gray head. Oh, and I didn't mention this before, but you've got, again, another two little connection points for the other Diagon Alley connections. Up on the top of the wall, there's a couple of different spots for you to connect different things. So you've got an owl here, as well as a pile of newspapers, which has this print that isn't new, I believe. So yeah, you just put that on there. So you've got a little drop of water there from this pipe that runs up the side of the building all the way up there. That looks so cool that they included that. I think that is really awesome. Also, this owl is actually using one of the new stand pieces introduced in the Marvel display pieces. So that's really cool, and you can just detach it here, and I'll show you it up close, and it just sits inside of that connection point. But yeah, really cool looking owl here in sand blue, as well as it's carrying a letter there. And it actually, these pieces have studs on both sides for you to attach different characters and different owls, which I'll show you something in a second. A little bit here of the building sticks out and jets out there, and it's got this advertisement here for pumpkin juice. So yeah, I like the little witches there on the brooms. That's pretty cool. And the giant jar in the center with all the pumpkins down below. There's actually something hidden inside here, which you could see. There's a trophy and a cup that they decided to include. I'm sure it's just some little reference to the designers. And up above, we've got a couple of different spots where I think like smoke and everything comes out of these 3 chimney stacks. So maybe that's what this whole thing is there. Here's what the roof looks like, and it's so cool. I love the giant glass pieces there, and the fact that one of them's broken and you've got like a bunch of different shards on the floor. That's really cool. I think that's great. Just the pattern here on the roof as well, I think looks awesome. The little dome here, there is a little bit of an interior, which I can show you here by lifting up the top. On the inside here, you've got this sticker with a bunch of Roman numerals. You've got this 2x2 tile on the floor there with some more Roman numerals. I'm assuming like a currency exchange there. So I don't know what's on the table there. Not too sure with the quill and the coin. Let me know if you know what that is. But you've also got this other sticker there, which is a reference to one of the original Harry Potter sets with an original Gringotts cart design. That's so cool that they included that here. It's never made clear, but there's this little spot here, which again, I believe is meant for these little superhero stand pieces. So you could just attach that there. And if you want to attach, again, if you have brooms and different things, you could have different witches flying around and wizards flying on that. Or if you want to, you could also take the owl and just sit it on top. It is loose in there. It doesn't actually attach to that point, but yeah, you can do that as well if you want. Also, it's not necessarily for a specific play feature, but the entire roof actually slides on out and it sits on top of these little pieces there. So yeah, I don't fully know why that is a thing. I think it's just to let light in down below into Gringotts. Like, watch this, ready? If I take this off, watch as the lights shine it on down and open it on up. So yeah, you've got all of these pieces here that are rounded so that it's flat and easy for you to detach the whole roof section. Alrighty, the interior of Gringotts, which I don't know if I love the exterior or the interior more, but this looks really cool. Again, on those little silver sticker sheets, you had a bunch of those windows. So they're very reflective and they sort of have this rainbowy, shiny effect. You've got 4 of them here if it focuses in. You've got another 2 over there in the back. Let me just tap my phone so it focuses in over there. So that's really cool. I really appreciate that. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's all of these pillars here. At first I thought, oh, it's because it's cracked, you know, when the dragon was breaking on out, but it's not that. It's meant to just be like this sort of marble effect, and it's the same printed piece, and you get a ton of them throughout this, as you see, as like you take a look at, like on the other side, you've got one in the back there, as well as, again, up here, you've got 2. So there's a lot in this, which I really like. I love the look of that they decided to make that. I think just the pattern and how you use it in this is very effective. There you go. I opened up the double door so you could see what it looks like there. And you've got some steps leading on up to there, as well as I really love the pattern on the floor here as well. I've removed the one table so you could get a better look here, and just that the circles look great. You've even got a little bit of shattered glass pieces on the floor too. Now on these tables, they're technically the exact same builds, I believe, except the lamps are on the different sides. But yeah, they're simple little builds here. A couple of them have like paper on them just sitting on top. But in the back there, they've got 2 studs for you to attach one of the goblins there. So each of the tables, some of them have something different underneath. So those both had dark gray flat tiles. That one does too. See, I knew there was one. This one over here has one of the gold coins. There you go. So now I've put 4 goblins, each at the different desks. And of course, we've got the main desk here with a quill there at the top. Again, very similar design. You do have a coin there sitting on the top, and you just attach it right there in the front. You've got a little bit of a ladder for them to climb on up. And then as well, you can just sit one of the goblins there too. And I'll just show you it here. What that looks like from the front. But yeah, it's very spacious as well if you want to have a bunch of wizards and witches all, you know, coming to the bank. Now, over here, you saw this from the other side, but this is the entrance to down below, I believe. You've got a little G there above the door frame. Before we look at the upper level, there's this other little spot, which has a little bit of like, I don't even know, like a beam up there that you could put something. Not sure what that one stud's doing there. On the other side, they are using it for a little gold ingot. I love this little chandelier build there above the main entrance. That looks really great. If you wanted to, because of the dragon's destruction and everything, you could easily just pop that off and drop it if you want. And then it's pretty easy there to reattach. That level underneath goes all the way here to the edge. So on the left side here of the second floor, you've got a little bit of a rail there, as well as like a giant book, as well as a bunch of gold all piled up. You've got this desk here as well, which I think they're like keeping track of like different logs there on the Hogwarts account, because that symbol there looks like that at the top left of that page. Anyways, and I'm gonna assume that's the case because inside of this little vault here is, maybe because well, Hagrid hands it over, right, the letter, It's the top secret letter from Dumbledore. That's so cool that they created this little 1x2 letter print. And of course, it's a little, I don't know if this is a vault or a mailbox. I think it's meant to actually be a vault, but what you do is, if I could do this reaching around there, you put the tile in the top and you can push it on through. But this over here, this is one of my favorite references inside here. This is a little portrait, and it's a portrait of one of the original goblins from the classic Harry Potter sets. So just like we saw up above, they had that little reference to the old minecart system. It's the same there. They've got another little reference to that. I really appreciate that. And you've got the little desk there, of course, just to show you, with a goblin there, hard at work. Across the way there, by the way, looking at all the different windowsills, they're very shiny and reflective. Across the way, you've got a little light, as well as here, you've got a little bat sticker there, another light, as well as inside of this chest, pretty much you've just got, I think it was 4 coins and a couple of different orange crystals inside. And then you've got a cup and a bunch of little gold ingots all stacked up over there. So Diagon Alley actually expands a little bit more this time besides just with Gringotts. We have over here in the corner the magical Menagerie. And it's a small little build, a small little shop, the smallest of any of the shops that we've gotten in this scale, this version being able to, of course, connect to the rest of Diagon Alley there with those little connection spots. Also something with, speaking of Diagon Alley, I never touched on this before, but the rocks and everything, it's all meant to connect and match perfectly with the dark tan and everything there. I really appreciate that. I love the look from the original one, and here it looks great too. So outside of this little shop, you've got a couple of different things here. We have a Pygmy Puff, which was introduced in the new version of Diagon Alley, which I'm also very confused about. We'll talk about that at the end. We've got a frog, 2 snakes, as well as up above, we've got a little sign there and a kitten without any printing, which is kind of interesting. I like the windowsills here, as well as the bricks in reddish brown is really great to be seeing. You do have a little sign here that says fishy dinners, and on the other side, brews and stews, and that sign can sort of move around again because of the other buildings are coming flat here. It can't really stick out like that. As well as you've got a little bit of an alleyway here, which I think looks really cool. It's very tight, squeeze inside. You've also got up above. Also up above, you've got the very similar sort of connection there that you could see in the other Diagon Alley set. From the back, it might be very difficult to see, but we've got a chocolate frog little tile there, as well as the chocolate frog hiding underneath. And underneath here, I can't show you because it's blocked in now that Gringotts has been built on top, but there's actually some gold underneath hidden. And then you've also got there another little spot to connect to the rest of Diagon Alley. On this wall here, we've got a bunch of other newspapers here. You can see the dark mark spotted there in the sky. And yeah, so this wall is removable. And you can see here that we've got this little sign that was facing the alley that said the cost of owls, bats, and cats. Inside, if I shine the light perfectly through, you can see that there is a cash register there. If it focuses in, there we go, as well as a dark yellow egg and this little pink brush, which according to a sign that you'll see in a second, is meant to represent the fang brushes. You've also got here a dark red door that can open up and it won't hit Gringotts. Tough to see, but there's 2 signs over here that I'll show you by popping off. One of them says Baby Pygmy Puffs now in stock, and the other one says Nifflers sold out. Up above, you've got an advertisement there for Gringotts. It says multiply your fortune with a junior wizard savings account. So that's kind of cool with the whole graffiti or whatever that is printed on top of like these bricks. So that's cool. You could see the brick design in behind that chalice. But these windows look great. I love the sand green there with the dark red down below. It looks really awesome. And you could see spinning it around here. There's that advertisement I was talking about with the fang brushes. But right here, this little wall is removable. It's a very tight fit inside there, but you've got a bat inside as well as a couple of newspapers there all piled up. Again, same print that we saw from before. but yeah, it's tough to focus in on that bat because it is so small inside. But cute that they included this little detachable wall so that you could peek inside. Looking from above, it's the same design here that you saw from this side, just it's in the alleyway, so it's tough to see. But I love this little chimney build here, as well as this point looks really great in black. The whole roof and everything. Really love the way that this small little shop looks. Here is the Diagon Alley Harry Potter figure. The torso was introduced in the first Diagon Alley set as a little bit of a surprise. You can see we've got the coin, probably the best look you've seen the whole video. The face for Harry is actually brand new. This is new for 2023. Looks great, and on the back he's got this other little smile, and you can see some back torso printing there. It's a great figure. Here is Hagrid, and this is the same figure we've been getting this whole time. I think he's definitely in for an update. I think whether it's, a new face print underneath, maybe a little bit different torso printing. Still an incredible figure, but, it's been a bit. He also comes with a pink umbrella, and there's no back torso printing. Here is the brand new Harry Potter figure. I love the torso, the jacket and everything looks great. The face is really awesome. So he's got, again, covered in water here. And you could see that on the other side, he's got this angry fighting expression. But this is a great looking Harry. Here is Bellatrix Lestrange. I love the torso printing. It looks great. Look at the whole design here for the dress with the flames and everything. It looks really, really great. It even continues onto the back here. The hairpiece, removing that, I don't want to spoil what's on the back, but just to show you, she does actually have a brand new expression. So this face could also technically be used for Mantis, which is kind of interesting. On the back, though, there is Hermione, and included is a hairpiece. Because again, when they go through the waterfall, it removes any of the different effects. So they give you this hairpiece, which is also Hermione's hair when it's wet, which looks and works really well, I think, for her. But yeah, I love this face and the whole effect that they've got for these figures. Here is Dragomore Despard. I don't know if I said that correctly, but torso looks great. It continues on into the legs that we've gotten before, but the back torso printing looks great. Some hood printed there. And the hair and the face, I think, works really well for what they're going for here. But, of course, just like Hermione, on the other side, we've got Ron, which has this hairpiece being used there for him. And you can see that he's got, again, same sort of thing with the water. Grip hooks included, and he actually comes with the Sword of Gryffindor. This is a brand new torso printing there. I love the arm printing, and the face is new for him too. It's different than the last one that we got. And spinning it around here, he's got a cut on his face as well as this angry expression, and you can see that the back torso has some printing there too. Here is Bogrod. I think the torso looks great, but the fact that you're going to see all these new goblin heads is just really crazy. So you've got some back torso printing there. The goblin hair here has been recolored in white with the ears there, but looks great. I love the face. And on the back, he's got this burnt expression. So I guess in the LEGO set, he survives. Here is Rick Burt, also using the white hairpiece here for the goblins. The torso looks great with the bow tie, and you could see he's got a coin, as well as spinning it around here. We've got this other facial expression. Pardon me, I misspoke. Not a facial expression, a different goblin head. I should have specified so you could see there. They're very different, which I think is very smart. The fact that they're putting two different heads there, I think, is great. The torso is incredible. I also love the dual molded arms, look great. This lamp is great too. I think the build for that works really well. And here's the final goblin. Now, this matches the hair color really well. You got a bit of a misprinted mouth there. It's a little smudged, but same torso and everything. But on the back, also great to have the hair here in orange. You can see you've got the black eyebrows. So that looks really great. And again, you could use that for any of the other goblins. But I really love the fact that they included all these different heads. Every goblin, I guess, except for the two more main characters from the scenes, all have a second different head. So if you get multiple of this set, you could, just swap the heads around. Incredible. Here is the Death Eater included in the set, and I wouldn't be surprised if this comes in another set, but I love this hood piece a lot. I think that the torso looks great, the mask looks very cool, and I love how, again, they're using those same legs from before, but it continues the torso. You can see you've got a different mask design there on the back. That is awesome. I love that they did that. Like, what's with these faces and heads in the set? It's incredible. And here is the guard included. I like the torso printing with the tie, the strap, the belt, and all that going through. Back torso printing, the I watched the scene and I don't know about it being dark blue for like the hat. To me, it looked black, but that's fine. I still love that they included figures. And here's the second guard. Really great. Included in the set are 4 instructions. So you've got 2 for the bottom minecart system, and then the thicker ones down below are for Gringotts. But the first one is what we really care about here. You can read about Gringotts here, pause the video and read all that. And you can see here on this page where they're talking about the design process. And then here's the team behind the set. Really, really awesome. You can read there again. And you can, again, pause if you want. I think all of the different people on the team there are all saying their little bit. There's what it looks like there at the bottom of Diagon Alley. So yeah, I just want to talk about one thing here that I really love that they're doing, specifically more and more in these 18+ sets, is you could see here that they've got these little banners on the pages that give you little fun facts as you're building. So any of the instructions, if you flip through, there are a ton of little fun facts, which is really, really great. And then that leads me into the last fun fact here that they sort of talk about. Also, there's this page on how to hold the model and separate it. But on this page, or was it after this actually? Sorry. It's after this, right here. You get 3 golden galleons here, and these are on 3x3 tiles, but they're sort of life-size. Let me try and flip it here. So that's awesome. But what does it say? It's specifically so that you can add it to your Hogwarts icon set. So I love that they included these 3 little galleons so that you can go and throw that in your little basket so that you can prepare for Hogwarts. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Gringotts Wizarding Bank set. I love this set a lot. I think that if you're wanting Gringotts, this is just my gut feeling. I don't think it'll be next year because this just came out, but I have a feeling that with this new Diagon Alley system, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my review of one of the summer sets. I think we're going to be seeing a smaller version of Gringotts. Nowhere near as detailed as this one. This is, I think, an incredible looking model. I could also see us just getting like a vault set on its own as well down the line. I definitely think that there's a lot here that could be turned into its own set, like the dragon on its own. But I'm happy we got an expansion. I know that some people, it's very interesting. Some people are like, yeah, I wish that the minecart was maybe on its own, that obviously Gringotts was on its own, but then I think a lot of people are really loving how unique of a set this is, and that's sort of the boat that I'm in. I think this is just a great model. I'm sort of also very nostalgic and, for that original set. That was the first set that I was sent by LEGO and Land, so the fact that it's kind of coming full circle here, that we've got this now to add on to that. I'm also going to Universal Studios really soon, so I'm just like so excited to see all this in person, experience it, that I've been talking about for years about, oh, it'd be so great if we got Gringotts and the dragon breathing on top and all of these things. Like, I'm just so happy that it's like pretty much everything that we wanted and then more with the whole minecart system. But what do you think of this? Be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification so that you don't miss out on future LEGO Harry Potter set news and reviews. And speaking of reviews, I will link my Diagon Alley set review at the end here if you want to check out that old video. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I'll see you all in the next one.